Good morning. It's a hot summer day, kind of cloudy, but pretty bright. Sun's real hot, and it's really humid. I've been out in the garage yesterday, and I've been thinking about this for a couple of days now, maybe a couple of weeks. I went through my junk pile again. I'm still working on junk animals, and so I went through my pile again, and I found some stuff that looked to me like it would make a big snail. So I've started welding on it. I've got it welded together, ready for paint. So I'll take you over to it now, and I'll show you some of the parts and talk about where they came from and how they went together. And I don't know, just another little project that I had to jump in, and just came into my head, and I had to work it out. So I hope you enjoy it. So here it is, the snail finished before painting. You might be able to, I'll talk about some of the parts that we've got, some of the look that we've tried to accomplish. First of all, you'll notice that the base is the Matthew Smith brake drum. It sits right here. And this part right here that makes up his body goes down through here like this and around. That's a piece of a lawn chair that had the springy legs on it, and Bill Friend gave me that lawn chair piece. It just worked out pretty good for his body. And then for his framework, or his legs, or whatever that is, I put a tail on him here. As you can recognize, that is a dragonfly leftover lag bolt. Now the hoop, or his round part of his body, is of course the other end of that hose reel that Bill Friend gave me. I cut the center out of it so that it would just be open. And then what I did down here was I added these two shelf brackets that I had back there in my parts drawers. And I'm going to set a board on there to make a flat spot where Brenda can set her flower pot if she decides that she would like to have this. Now on the head, turn around where you can see the head a little better. Whoa, don't bite me. On the head, we welded on an octagonal electrical box. And I took the angle grinder and I cut the jaws open on it so that it's got a big old open mouth here that we're going to paint later on. On top of the head, we've got the eyes. You notice the eyes will stick up on a little rod, and they're just great big flat washers. And we'll paint those a color so to make them stand out. And then in the mouth, we've got two big fangs, which are also lag bolts that we welded on there. And then down here, it was supposed to be a tongue, although if I look at it right, it looks more like it's my chin whiskers. I don't know. But there it is before painting. We'll get it all painted up and give you another look at it. Well, there is the first coat of paint on there. It's I painted the eyes and the teeth white, and then I painted the base a brown tan that I had some paint left over from some other project. So we're waiting on those to dry. Then I'll tape off the white eyes and the white teeth. Then I'll paint the inside of the mouth red and the tongue red. Then I'll tape all that off, and I'll paint the body. I got to get some paint for the body. I'm thinking right now about a bright chartreuse green. Well, the paint is finished on the snail. I guess he's done. I've got the board mounted in the center of the circle so that you can set a flower pot on there and kind of make it a little more decorative. That paint is Rust-Oleum fluorescent. I like that Rust-Oleum paint that's got the 2X on it. It's got a nice shiny finish when you're done, and it's nice and hard. But this was fluorescent Rust-Oleum, and it didn't cover very well. It looks chalky, and it just I don't like it. But it's the green I wanted, and so there we go. You can see his mouth looks pretty fierce. That tongue looks better now that it's red. His fangs are white, his eyes. Let's go around to the front and see what it looks like from the front. There you go. Nice. That's pretty good. I like it. I like it. We'll set a flower pot on it and see what it looks, and then we'll end this video. Well, here it sits on the railing of the back porch right outside of the sunroom. I just picked up the flower pot that was sitting on that railing and set it on there and set the snail under it and set the snail back onto the railing. I imagine that's not its final resting place when Brenda looks it over and makes her final choice on where she wants to put it. And she may decide not to put it anywhere at all. But there it is for now, and I guess it's all right. Everything's good with me. Thanks for looking at it. I was going to finish this up out in the yard with the snail in the background and everything, but the wind's blowing pretty big, and the wind chimes are probably clanging in the video, and the neighbor's running his lawnmower, and may not work, but I think he'll quiet down in a minute, so we'll go ahead and give it a shot. I thought about what I was going to dwell on at the end of this video, and then that word dwell kind of stuck in my head, or came out of my head or somewhere. When I was a young man in high school working on Chevrolet motors, they had mechanical breaker points in the electrical system. And you set the gap on them and put it back together. But then if you really wanted to get it done just right, you would adjust what they called the dwell, how long those little breaker points stayed open. And you had a little machine, a little dwell meter you'd hook up, and you'd raise this little door on the side of the distributor, and you'd stick a set screw wrench in there, and you'd adjust the dwell. Well, why did I say that? Well, I'm thinking, why don't we try to take a little time this week and adjust our dwell of the time we spend when we dwell on the gospel, we dwell on our relationship with God and Jesus, and we just widen that out just a little bit. Just make that a little bit more time that we spend, that we dwell on those things. You know, if you was playing golf, you'd practice a lot. You'd practice putting, you'd practice driving, you'd practice retrieving your ball out of the water. I don't know, you'd practice, you'd put a lot of time in it. That way with any sports and anything we do, we're working on our eternity right here on earth. And if we would practice more, we'll have better results at the end. Just think about that. Well, anyway, from the hungry snail and for me, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. God be with you.